parks are places that have always gotten my attention. These places are beautiful and nationally known. People all around the world are starting to see how amazing these beautiful creations are. Today I wanted to talk about Grand Teton National Park. This place is gorgeous and I really think that it deserves its own 10-minute talk here on my show. So before I get into the features and the wildlife of Grand Teton, I would like to just share with you the history because I believe that that's a huge part in this national park. So I'm just going to kind of briefly go over what happened, what went on before this beautiful place became a national park. So basically, explorers found this place. They weren't the first ones to get there, but around 1810 and 1840, they found this place to basically like live their lives. They were looking for food, supplies, and it was a perfect place for that because there was all kinds of animals. Their fur trading companies did well there, and so people started to find that this place was beautiful and would sustain their families. Because they could have built a mall or some city on top of it, but they didn't. The efforts to preserve this region as a national park commended in the late 19th century, and finally in 1929, Grand Teton was established as a national park. The most well-known feature of the park is the jagged granite peaks of the Teton Range. They tower over 7,000 feet above the valley, and the valley is then covered by sagebrush and bisected by the Snake River. As you can imagine, this is just a beautiful picture. You have these gorgeous mountains that are super tall and they're everywhere. You have the valley and then the Snake River that goes through. The Jackson Lake is the biggest lake in the park, and people do enjoy visiting the area, but I do have to say that the jagged granite peaks are the most well-known, and it's amazing to see just pictures of this place. So as you can imagine, actually being in there in person is just spectacular. Coming up next, we have a real-life mountain man who's been living in the Grand Tetons for 25 years. He'll be here on our show up next after these next few messages. And welcome back. Here we have Doug Callisto, better known as the Wild Man. So, Wild Man, you said you've been living in Grand Teton for how many years again?
25 years.
25 years. Awesome. And what do you wish for that area? Like, what is your goal?
So the Grand Tetons have been my home for 25 years now. And, you know, this is the first time I've been out into civilization in 25 years. And it's just really sad. It really breaks my heart because it's been my home for 25 years. And, you know, people that come and go and, you know, they really don't take care of it. And it's my home. And, you know, every living creature, I consider my family. And, you know, I really wish that people would start conserving and taking better care of this really beautiful place. But I really enjoy it, and thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Yes.
We are very thankful for having you here. Do you have any advice for people who want to do what you've done, living in the area, like anything that they should take on, like any tips for them?
Yeah, I think that if people just come and they just realize that I'm sorry, you know, I laugh, but it's a little uncomfortable for me because I'm used to just living off the land and cameras. They make me a little uncomfortable.
I got you.
You know, the one thing that I would wish people would do is, you know, this world, we're all one and we're all connected. You know, and when people come and they want to, you know, bring their families and camp and just enjoy this beautiful, beautiful country, just to take care of it. You know, everything from the ants to the deer to all the wildlife that we were explaining before. We're all one, and just really feel that energy really enjoy it. And, please just, leave your trash and pick up your beer cans. That's all we really ask. The ants that, it could, beer, ants are allergic to beer. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I knew they could drown it, but I didn't know they're allergic.
I've seen it before.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's certain species of ants. But,
Yeah.
It really breaks my heart. Just people are so concerned about, elk and deer and all the big wildlife, the game.
Yeah.
But people need to be concerned about the ants.
Yes, because they play a big role.
Yeah.
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 For sure.
You understand?
I do understand.
Have you been?
I have not.
I would love to come and take you to my campground and meet my ant friends.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, would you agree with me that the goal for Grand Teton is to basically preserve the history and to help it so that future generations can also experience what you've experienced?
Yes.
Yes?
Very much so, and I'm so glad you have that mentality. That's just, thank you so much.
Yes.
We really, it's such a diverse place, and we really want people to enjoy it and come and really just feel one with nature and everything. So, if you come, please just enjoy it. Take care of the ants.
No beer on the ants.
No
right?
beer, yeah, thank you. And it can be sustainable, as long as we just really take care of it. I do think that it can continue to grow and be a great attraction. But yeah, I feel like, in today's society, from what I hear, again, I'm on the television, so I hear a lot of these parks and national monuments being just destroyed, and it breaks my heart, and I just, I really wish that you come and enjoy it, but just take care of it for the generations to come, like you said, and it really is a breath of fresh air hearing that, and I really hope that you can spread the word.
Well, let's thank Doug the Wild Man for coming on our show and just sharing with us a little bit about his experience in Grand Teton National Park.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
We have had a great show on tonight, and I think we have learned a lot about the Grand Tetons. The history of Grand Teton dates back to 11,000 years ago, and that just shows how significant this place is, because although it's old, it is significant. It has meaning, and it's special to a lot of people, and I think that Grand Teton definitely deserves its time in the spotlight. People should visit Grand Teton because it's just an amazing place, and honestly, it shows you that there's more to life than just you. There's other things around you that you can learn about and go have an adventure. I hope that this video has helped you and enlightened you, and if it does, then I highly recommend you go and visit the park, and I will do the same. Have a great night.